Good morning, everyone. This financial statement analysis evaluates the financial performance and overall financial health of Nestle Malaysia Berhad. We will use financial ratios including liquidity, turnover, leverage, and profitability ratios. We will assess the company's strengths, weaknesses, operational efficiency, and financial risk. The findings will help us determine whether Nestle Malaysia is a suitable investment opportunity while demonstrating how financial ratio analysis can be applied in real-world investment and business decision-making. For our financial statement analysis assignment, our group selected Nestle Malaysia Berhad as the company for evaluation. Nestle Malaysia is one of the leading food and beverages companies listed on Bursa Malaysia, and it plays an important role in the country's economy. The company contributes significantly by creating employment opportunities, supporting local suppliers, and providing a wide range of customer products that are widely used across Malaysia. We chose Nestle Malaysia because of its strong market presence, well-established brand reputation, and significant contribution to economic development. In this assignment, we will analyze the company's financial statements to gain a clearer understanding of its financial position and overall performance. Financial statement analysis is an important tool used by investors, managers, and analysts to assess a company's financial health and make informed decisions. To conduct our analysis, we will focus on four main categories of financial ratios: liquidity ratios, turnover ratios, leverage ratios, and profitability ratios. These ratios will help us evaluate the company's ability to meet short-term obligations, utilize its assets efficiently, manage debt efficiently, and generate profits. Moving on to our objectives. The primary objective of this analysis is to identify and evaluate the financial strengths and weaknesses of Nestle Malaysia Berhad through the use of financial ratio analysis. First, we aim to assess the company's overall financial health by examining various financial indicators obtained from its financial statements. Secondly, we will evaluate the company's operational efficiency to determine how effectively it manages its resources and assets to generate revenue. Thirdly, we will analyze the company's level of financial risk by studying its leverage and debt position. This will allow us to understand the extent of risk associated with the company's financial structure. Finally, based on our findings, we will determine whether Nestle Malaysia represents a suitable investment opportunity or whether there are potential financial concerns that investors should consider. Overall, this analysis will provide practical experience in applying financial ratios to real-world business situations and will enhance our understanding of investment decision-making and corporate performance evaluation. Thank you.
Nestle Malaysia Berhad is a well-established food and beverage business in Malaysia and history back to 1912. The company started as Anglo-Swiss Condensed Milk Company, signifying the beginning of a more than 100 years of contribution in the Malaysian market. This growth and expansion led to a shift of its operation to Kuala Lumpur in 1939, with its global mission to unlocking the power of food to better the quality of life of every individual. Nestle Malaysia has been determined to continue offering high quality, nutritious, and halal certified products with high integrity and excellence. The company increased its contribution to national development since 1957 after Malaysia was free to operate following its independence in 1957 by offering jobs. Nestle Malaysia formed its culinary product division in the mid-1960s, which manufactured well-known food solutions under the Maggi brand. This achievement saw it set up the first manufacturing plant in the country. Nestle Malaysia today has 6 factories throughout the country and workplace for over 15,000 individuals with a production of over 500 ala. The company offers a wide array of products across different categories such as powder, liquid milk, beverage, instant coffee, chocolate confectionery, cereals, ice cream, and nutrition products. Its most popular and reputable brands, including Milo, Maggi, Nescafe, KitKat, have been staple of the Malaysian family since childhood. Besides, the firm also sells other consumer-friendly ice creams like Drumstick, Nestum cereal, and Lactogro Nutrition product. which have a strong presence in various consumer products. Nestle Malaysia Berhad is subsidiary of Nestle SH based in Petaling Jaya. The company offers a wide array of products across different categories such as powder, liquid milk, beverage, instant coffee, chocolate confectionery, cereals, ice cream, and nutrition products. Its most popular and reputable brands, including Milo, Maggi, Nescafe, KitKat, have been staple of the Malaysian family since childhood. Besides, the firm also sells other consumer-friendly ice creams like Drumstick, Nestum cereal, and Lactobro Nutrition products, which have a strong presence in various consumer products. Nestle Malaysia Berhad is subsidiary of Nestle SH based in Petaling Jaya. The company is led by Chief Executive Officer Juan Jos Compilo and Chief Financial Officer Sheikh Islam. The controller is financial performance and strategic direction. Nestle Malaysia has two segments of operation, which are food and beverage that involve both manufacturing and trading its product in the local and foreign market. Its sustained interest in innovation, quality, and sustainability have been able to keep the company competitive in the fast-moving consumer goods. Nestle Malaysia has been awarded a lot of other prizes and merit as well due to corporate responsibility and brand strength. It has also won the Supportiest Corporate Partner of the Year at the King's Trust International due to its effort of empowering Malaysian youth through the Environment and Sustainability Program. The company was also awarded the Platinum Award in the FMCG industry of the Seek People and Purpose Award, hosted by Jobstreet, as the company has endeavored much to have purpose-driven workplace. Moreover, Nestle Malaysia remained a market leader, which is reflected in the Kantar Asia Brand Footprint Report 2020.
Okay, now we talk about the 5.1 liquidity ratio trends 2020 until 2024 year, and think of the current ratio as like your wallet checks. If when they are below 1.0, all people will think like the company is broke. But however, for a giant like Nestle, it is actually a sign of power, and they have such strong relationship with the supplier, and they can be delayed their paying their bills, so they have the high account payable, but essentially using the supplier money to run their business interest free, and it is not broad, it's called like the capital efficiency. Move to 5.2, total assets turnover and the inventory turnover is also 2020 until 2024 years. And this is about the speed, and the inventory turnover tell us how quickly products fly off the shelves. And notice that dipped to 3.45 in the 2022, and it just not a pro management. It was the global inflation and the supply chain chaos. And it's like the groceries store stocking out. There are too much milks because they're afraid the shortage, and it is slow thing down. And by the 2023, they are clean the culture and go back to the business.
Now, let's look at the leverage ratio, which show how much debt the company used to fund its operation. If you check the table, there is a very clear upward trend over the last 5 years. Specifically, the debt ratio increased from 0.62 in 2020 to 0.74 in 2024. Even more noticeably, the debt to equity ratio jumped from 1.67 and peaked at 2.80 by the end of the period. Nestle has been aggressively leveraging its balance sheet. This was mainly driven by huge dividend payment and large-scale share repurchases, which naturally reduced the company total equity. With less equity and more financial debt, the leverage ratio naturally went up. Next, I will move to profitability ratio. Let's see how efficiently the company is turning its business into profit. Looking at the data, our gross profit margin dipped to 45.2% in 2022 due to heavy inflationary pressure on raw material costs, but its steady recovery to 46.7% by 2024. Meanwhile, the net profit margin and ROA follow a similar V-shaped pattern, stabilizing in 2024 at 11.9% and 7.8% respectively. But the real highlight here is the return on equity, or ROE, which has stayed incredibly high because it's hovering around the 30 mark every year. In conclusion, this ROE is direct result of the leverage strategy that we just discussed. By reducing equity and using debt strategically, Nestle successfully maximized return for its shareholders.
Now I will presenting the conclusion and recommendation based on our financial analysis of Nestle Malaysian Berhad from 2020 to 2024. Starting with liquidity, throughout the 5-year period, Nestle current ratio and quick ratio remain consistently below 1.0. At first glance, this may seem concerning. It means current liabilities exceed current assets. However, this is actually very common for large FMCG company like Nestle. They benefit from fast inventory turnover and strong bargaining power with supplier, which allow them to operate comfortably with extended payable. So, this is not a red flag on its own. Moving on to asset management, Nestle shows stable and consistent performance here. The total asset turnover ratio did not fluctuate much, which tells us the company is efficiently using its asset to generate revenue. There was a dip in inventory turnover in 2022, which was caused by global supply chain disruption and inflationary pressure at the time. But the company managed to recover well in 2023, showing resilience in its operation. On a positive note, Nestle profitability remains strong. The gross profit margin was temporarily squeezed in 2022 due to raw material inflation, but it has been gradually recovering since then. More impressively, the return on equity has stayed close to 30%, which reflects excellent return for shareholders, supported by the company concentrated equity base. This is a strong signal of effective management and competitive positioning. Now, this is the area investors need to pay close attention to. The debt-to-equity ratio rose significantly from 1.67 in 2020 all the way to 2.80 in 2024. This increase was driven mainly by large share buyback program and dividend payout, which reduced total equity. While long-term debt continued to rise, the debt ratio also climbed from 0.62 to 0.74. This means Nestle is taking on more financial risk over time, and this is something potential investors should monitor carefully. So to conclude, Nestle Malaysian Berhad is a solid recommendation, particularly for income-based investor. It has a centrally strong brand portfolio, stable operation, and consistently high equity return. However, the rising leverage trend is a risk that should not be ignored. Investors should weigh the strong profitability against the increasing debt exposure before making their decision. Thank you.